Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a plan with me for September, and this month we're doing a theme that I have wanted to do for a really long time, which is computers. So starting with the title page, I'm going to draw a bunch of different computer window pop-ups. I want to go with a sort of pastel galaxy color palette, so I'm using lots of purples, pinks, and a bit of gold for the computer window colors and the other elements throughout. I chose to do this pixelated lettering for all the main titles for obvious reasons. When I was sketching this out, I was getting so annoyed by the word September being so long because it took me a while for the word to fit the way I wanted it to in this lettering. Planner people are probably some of the only people to be annoyed with something like this. But anyway, I got it to work with this off-centered spot so I can put computer windows behind the month window too, which was my main goal. A lot of people have done a computer theme in their bullet journals, so I took pieces of inspiration from many artists and bullet journalists. So I'm gonna flash a bunch on the screen right now. Over the past few months, I've started making Pinterest boards for each month for inspiration, so I'm really just showing you pretty much all the pins that I have on my September inspiration board. A project I have in the future is putting some of my spreads on Pinterest because I really haven't, but I'd love to be on your Pinterest board too. That would be so cool. My Pinterest isn't usually something I link in my socials, but I'll link it in the description this time so that you can see what my boards look like. Making boards as inspiration for me has been so helpful because I don't feel as overwhelmed or lost on what to add to my spreads because I like to kind of use a bunch of different elements from various pictures, and this is a nice, neat way to keep it all together. So if you struggle with that as well, definitely try making a Pinterest board for yourself. Anyway, most of the windows I'm drawing are pretty generic, like a calendar, login, and playlist window. I want to draw a reminder window just for myself, saying be kind to yourself. I always need that reminder, honestly, but I didn't have the best August, and I do attribute that mostly to me not giving myself enough grace. So I especially want to start a new month with reminding myself to be nice to me. By the way, guys, don't even talk to me about how crooked all of these lines are for the windows. Like, I know I could have used a ruler, but I have said on multiple occasions that I have this weird thing about never wanting to use a ruler because I just think that makes it too perfect. So I guess this is what I get for being stubborn about that. I'm putting down this washi tape, one that's just this basic muted purple, and one that has a white background with gray moon and stars. I'm actually going to end up switching the moon and stars washi tape with one that has a very similar color palette, except there's gold in it, and the patterns are just dots. I ended up liking that better because I have a goldish color in this theme, and the dots felt more on theme than the moon and stars. For the left page, I do continue drawing pop-up windows, but I make this a little more focused on an actual desktop. So I'm drawing a mail icon with 3 folder icons all to the left vertically, like you would see on a desktop. I was trying to think of September-focused things I could turn into the folders, and all I got was fall and cozy. I know I could do like football or something for us Americans, but I don't care for football at all, so it just didn't feel authentic to me. For now, I left the third folder blank and was thinking I could go back to titling it at the end of the month where something big happened or if there was an overall theme for the month, like in my personal life. But if you guys can think of something else I could put as this folder title that's September related, let me know in the comments. My favorite parts of this page are definitely that cute little bunny sticker I just stuck on my internet browser window. I was imagining this could just be like a welcome avatar to a website, and it just fits so perfectly in there. And my other favorite part is the idea I had for a notification to pop up asking if we would like to enter a new month. And obviously we're hovering over the yes because we're going to continue turning the pages. I just thought it turned out so cute. I'm definitely going for more of an older Windows version vibe with this theme, and I knew I wanted to make the Windows menu to make it look like a desktop. So I had to Google what the start menu used to look like, and I added that whole Windows bar horizontally at the bottom of both pages, with the main buttons branching off of the start button. Now let's go to the habit tracker. I'm of course doing that pixelated lettering we did earlier, and then I'm just using basic lettering for the tracker wording. But I liked this little touch I added of putting a typing cursor at the end to obviously make it look like we're typing. And then I'm going to add all of my mini calendars, and I'm naturally turning the calendars into computer windows. My only regret with this is that since I'm technically using a thin color border throughout the entire box, I didn't account for that for the days of the week. So basically, Saturday and Sunday have a very little spot for me to mark my tracking. Because of that, I didn't go with my original plan of making a grid style calendar since it would have looked all uneven. So I decided to leave it all blank, and I'm just going to use a little X to mark each habit I complete. And by the way, as you can see, I'm just alternating all of the main pastel galaxy colors we've been using for each window. I also forgot to mention that I add in a mouse cursor with little gold bursts next to it as if it's being clicked. And I add those burst elements to some of my titles along with next to some windows to make it seem like they're being clicked on. Oh yeah, and here's me getting mad that the highlighter smeared, because I guess I'm left-handed, and that's the only reason. So please give this video a like if you feel bad for my left-handed struggles that I go through on a daily basis being a bullet journaler. I was only able to do 8 habits this month as opposed to my typical 9 for the layout idea I had, but I'm always okay knocking off my cleaning habit if I have to because I'm already pretty good at that one. That gives me room to make my reminder window telling me to do my habits, which I thought was cute. And I drew a little processing window, purposely making it 3/4 of the way done because we're in September, by the way, because I gotta work to get these habits done. As I'm finishing this up, I just want to say that I really needed this theme in my life right now. Like I said, I didn't have the best month last month, and it's not even like anything specific happened. I guess you can say I've just felt overwhelmed in a lot of areas in my life, and I realized I have a lot of self-work to do, which is kind of a lot for me to take in. And using these bright colors along with a theme that is oddly kind of close to my heart made me really happy. I'll talk more about this later, but I was such a computer kid growing up. I was born in '93, and I might be biased, but I think I was born into like the perfect time for using the computer as a source of entertainment. The internet was just starting to blow up, which makes me feel so ancient. And there were things like instant messenger and message forums, and I was on both of those constantly. But there were also such iconic computer games of that time on CD-ROMs that I played all the time, and that just warmed my heart to think about playing. I'll talk more about my favorites in a bit because I make a whole spread dedicated to that, which I'm really excited to show you. So let's pause that conversation and talk about what I'm doing on my mood tracker. If you couldn't tell by now, I'm making an old school Microsoft Paint window with its iconic layout and buttons. I changed it up slightly so that I could create 30 boxes at the bottom of the window that I'll use as each day of the month to track my mood. My one regret with this spread is using that pink on the buttons. I maybe would have colored the entire window instead of the buttons, but it is what it is. And of course, I'm going to use the same color palette that I've been using throughout the theme to represent my 4 moods. Onto the gratitude page. I made this really simple using the same letterings for the title and subtitle. And then I thought it would be cute to make folders vertically on the right-hand side of the page with titles of things that I typically write that I'm grateful for on my gratitude spreads. So I chose to go with friends, family, growth, essentials, and experiences. So the layout's very similar to the desktop style that we did on the first page. And after writing 1 through 30 on the left-hand side, I thought it was missing a galaxy color, so I highlighted every other number with a light purple. We've made it to the final page where I decided to draw a little scene of a laptop in a bedroom with various decorative elements surrounding it. It's so unlike me to draw something like this, but I really just wanted to have fun with it. I guess drawing a room younger Kelsey would have loved to be playing her computer games in. The bulletin board in the background is a little sentimental to me because I always had a bulletin board hanging up in my room with random little things on it. And then I gave a little nod to the huge zipper pouch we had growing up with all of our computer games in it. And now is the time where we need to talk computer games, okay? There are so many good ones that I couldn't possibly name every single favorite of mine. The first group that stands out to me are the games from Humongous Entertainment. So I'm talking Pajama Sam, Freddy Fish, Putt Putt, Spy Fox, Fatty Bear. Ugh, I was so addicted to every single one of these. I even bought a few of these in my adult years to replay, and all of the memories came rushing back. Roller Coaster Tycoon, The Sims, Toontown. Honestly, all still incredible to this day. I loved Babies or Pets, with a Z at the end, of course. Barbie Magic Hairstyler. Hello? I dabbled in Club Penguin despite being way too old for it. All of the Jumpstart games, they were so precious because I literally didn't even notice I was learning while playing those because it was just so much fun. The list truly goes on. Don't get me started on all the screen names, social medias, and forums that I was a part of. Like, this might be weird to say and oddly deep, but computers are a kind of comfort to me that I can't describe. I've met so many friends on the internet that I consider some to be my best friends to this day, and it was just always something that was there for me when I was feeling down. Is that weird? I don't know, I just think computers are something I've always thrived with. Still to this day, people are like speechless by how fast I can type, and I'm like, yeah, that's because I grew up here. And low-key, I've become pretty tech savvy because of how long I've worked with computers. So making this theme was so much fun and just the comfort I needed right now. As I'm coloring everything in, I'm trying to still stay as much on theme color-wise as I can, but you'll see throughout that I'm not focused on getting everything perfectly colored in. I sort of wanted to go for a lo-fi feel because that's pretty much all the music I've been listening to lately, and I actually think it was captured pretty well. I was going to draw a wall clock in that empty space, but I decided to use a sticker from a sticker sheet that I got from Daiso that's all computer themed. And I don't know, I don't love this sticker that I used here, but it fit perfectly and I figure it could be a little bedroom poster for younger Kelsey. Since I like to make my bullet journal a memory keeper too, even if it's not things that are happening in my life currently, I wanted to write down just a small handful of some of the computer games that I loved growing up on the laptop screen so that I'll always remember. And here is the final flip through for September's computer theme. Let me know in the comments if you were a computer kid, and if so, what your favorite computer game was growing up. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!